Now I'm explaining to you that the sun itself is conscious, and one side of it is a black hole. There's a hole at the center of the dish, so the whole thing works. You cannot bottle energy up, it needs to be able to flow. And we would be inside of Pandora's box right now. And you can see, the sun goes round and round and round, moving inward and out, bringing the seasons. Okay, the Holy of Holies is at the center of the dish, and every single compass is pointing to it.
Everyone was born into sin. The function of X is sine of X, and this is the sine of X, which on its side is the dollar sign. And these dollars are promissory notes of debt. The Federal Reserve is not federal, it's separate from the government.
What you're going to want to do is type into whatever search engine, your silence implies consent. You can't see where the root of this goes to, but it all goes to the Vatican. In other words, England owns America, and the Vatican owns England, and basically the entire world is owned until Jesus Christ returns. The Pope is the vicar of Christ, which means he owns you as cattle. It doesn't matter what you believe. It never was about what you believe, people. It was what were you going to do about it? What did you intend to do about it? And you intended to informally snooze, you lose, and let it just blow right over your head, people. You're screaming freedom, 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 which is funny to them because you wanted your sovereignty the whole fucking time like you had back in the Old West. Back in 1913, everything changed for you, and it's been downhill. What you need to do is understand something. Every word that you speak is a magic spell.
As some of you may already know, we live on a flat plane. Mountains and plateaus are actually the stumps of ancient trees that were cut down, and the moon, our chakras, and kundalini are unnatural energetic implants. Basically, everything we know is a complete lie. Those in power, however, have clearly shown us the way out of this insane matrix through symbols and vocabulary. The Christmas tree is the ultimate symbol for the way out of this matrix. Christians put an X on the bottom and place a green tree on top. Then they place ornaments spiraling around the tree. At the center of this flat plane once grew the tree of life. This tree extended out and at one point covered the earth. All of the giant trees were connected and in part powered by the aurora borealis.
Hi guys, you are in the Matrix. And in this Matrix, this realm of deception, there are a lot of forces manipulating your energy with the means to keep you in the fight or flight part of your brain to where you're reactive, impulsive, and emotional, angry, and frustrated. Not to mention the toxic food, toxins they put in our foods.
The man who discovered the cause of cancer like 80 years ago or whatever said, no disease or cancer can exist in an alkaline environment. Alkaline means basic, and basic is, it has a pH above 7, usually between 7 to 14, it can go higher than that. And acidic is a pH below 7, so like 6.5 is acidic, and -2 is like burning through concrete. You are a herbivore. Dead animals ferment in your intestine and make you drunk.
And if you get a headache, you're going to need medication like aspirin. If you get a sore throat, you're going to get cold medication. You get heart problems, more medication. Bowel problems, medication. Erection problems, medication. What I'm telling you is that this is an energy extraction system, your Kundalini, and you don't have to like it. The only way a true Kundalini awakening can happen is between a man and a woman when they come to pass through certain rites, like where they drink the menstrual blood together, the elixir of immortality.
It is what it is, guys. Like, love yourself. Accept everyone. Accept them. Don't give them your power. Don't absorb their negative energy and influence on you. If If they ain't doing nothing but dragging your energy down a dragon, say peace, buddy. I ain't got time for it. You can say it just like that. I ain't feeling you, bro. Sorry. Maybe in the next life, you know? Don't waste your time, man. Self-love.
So you see the biophotons of your mother and the biophotons of your father come together to trap you here on the gridiron. You're brought to life by way of the sun. And now that you're here, well, it was the sun above your head that made your flesh, your bones, and your blood. And now that you're here, you grow up and you want to make something happen in reality. That's the black sun. That was what they kept from you. The black sun is what's bringing your intent into fruition. So you hear the word black sun and you immediately go into like a freak mode. You start saying satanic and shit like that. Listen, every word you speak is a magic spell. You went to school to learn your Book of the Dead. You took your test with your number 2 shit pencil. You're a witch. You set up your witch hat every year to Christmas tree. Your spear of destiny that pierces the side of Jesus Christ who's on his cross, which is the sun. And you take communion and you're the black sun yourself. You close your eyes and make a wish, blow out the sun above your head, and focus your intent onto the black sun. That's a double cross. One cross up, you're hashtag this, hashtag that. You put on a black robe at graduation with a hat that says you're bent and confused. And what I'm telling you is you know nothing of truth. And nobody can tell you any truth because everybody you know is fucking retarded.
We live in a holographic matrix, and science already confirms this. Atoms are 99.9% empty space. That's right, atoms make up matter and are mostly empty, meaning matter is incredibly, mind-bogglingly empty. And when we break atoms apart, we find that quarks, what atoms are made of, are also empty. This means that 99.9% of our bodies are empty space, and everything around us is also mostly empty space. How can this be? Well, we quite literally live in a hologram.
In my previous flat Earth video, I had pointed out that this mosque looks just like those buildings I saw on 9/11 in the videos. And you see the mosque has the 2 towers sticking there, just like you have these 2 towers here. So they're rubbing in your face, people. The Earth is flat with a dome. You would be inside the boxing ring. And you see, this is right here, your military. They rub the shit in your face. You know, it is what it is, people. The Earth is flat. And here, if you go to my channel, you'll see the previous video uploaded showing you that the Twin Towers were hollow props. They were radio masts hidden by these walls that look like the Twin Towers. It was 2 hollow buildings that were built specifically to serve as radio masts on the flat Earth until they were destroyed so they could steal trillions of dollars from us. And it's crazy, people, but it is what it is. Now the new Freedom Tower is hollow also. I recommend you go to your computer and you do a search, hollow World Trade Center props.
So, again, if you went to grammar school and you learned spellcasting, and when we graduated from school, we put this hat on our heads, and it has this thing on it, which is a bent phallus, and it's showing that you're bent and confused. And why it's this square on your head is because we're all inside the Saturn cube matrix, and so here's a cube. When you unfold it, the cube becomes a cross, and so there's the cross, and then take the lid, and that's your lid. Okay, you're wearing a lid, and it's showing you that the matrix is on top of you, okay, not anything else. So you learned spellcasting, which is lesser magic, okay? As above, so below. As below, so above. And yes, they tested you with the number 2 shit pencil. Okay.
Here we're going to go a little deeper into the holographic reality. Now, when you see stuff like this, Albert Einstein, the fraud, the plagiarist, relativity fraud, we're going to focus on here. You try to unify the world of the small and the large, and they tell you that he failed. It's not that he failed, it's that they sent you off in a wrong direction. You're in a holographic flatland reality. What's out there that they're looking at through telescopes doesn't actually exist. Outer space is an illusion. You're in a flat land 2D reality. You're on the gridiron right now, like the football field, like the boxing ring. You're in a boxing ring right now, and you're on a polarized earth plane, and they polarize this by giving you the idea of good and bad. This whole material world is an illusion. You're here to do work.
All right, well, let's kind of get into some understandings of what gives you this, what creates giant silicon life-based entities and living organisms, and what keeps it at status quo. Well, this thing is similar to the life forces in every living thing, because the light of the sun is one with you. It becomes one with you if you're in a dumbed down society that is made to be slaved out, that abuses all of its animals and everything around it, that cuts its wildlife and cuts its trees down and cuts its grass. Well, if you're dumbed down, you start to stare into the sun, you realize that this needs to be preserved and this needs to be preserved. And as a result, it will preserve you.
Because we just wanted to hang out and really touch base, since we've all done blunt over intent and we were just checking in with each other. But then it got intense and a lot of questions arose. We're really just trying to keep it simple, because Quasi has explained this in many, many videos, and we've sent links in all different kinds of different posts explaining the same thing over and over. So once again, Quasi's going to go back to the beginning and just kind of explain it simply before he elaborates on more with videos he's been doing with, I think, Flat Earth After Party. So Daniel and Quasi are with me today. Hello.
Hi Jada. Hi Quasi. What's up?
All right, so what happened was, it was 2.5 years ago. I got the idea after sun gazing for a couple of weeks to write on a piece of paper some specific words, which were, I intend to worship all and exclude none, which I actually took my pen onto a piece of paper and I wrote out the words, I intend to worship all and exclude none, on paper, on video. And I wrote, I intend to usher in heaven and earth. And I pricked my finger and I put my blood onto the paper, and then I published the video to my channel. At the time, I was a round earther, okay? I thought we were an accident floating through space. And shortly after, about 90 days after, I realized that the earth is actually flat. And it started with them telling us that the universe is actually flat because it's a hologram. And there are no accidents, there are no coincidences. Everything is happening for a reason. Okay? What I see here is, I see the Holy Grail, I see Jesus, I see the moon is poisoning the well, that there is not supposed to be any Eve. It was like one side of a light hole is a black hole on loop through the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. There's two sides, the upper and lower world, or when you go through the hole, you pop out the other side, and it's the land of perpetual twilight. It's just that simple. The trees go on forever. It's just like that, people. And I know it's just like that because I place my feet on dry soil and I speak my intent into the sun, and I'm telling you the sun is conscious. I'm telling you that you need to spill your blood over your intent and publish it to the Ethernet, because this is your birthright, people, to have heaven on earth.
Quasi-luminous.
And how are we going to save the world? What are we going to do? What are you going to do to save the world? And wait, you missed in one person, one hero.
Uncle Daniel.
And what are you going to do to save the world?
I'm going to stop eating meat.
Okay.
Stop eating meat.
Okay.
And expose the truth.
That we live on a what?
That we live in a flat world, in the flat world. Hologram.
And we're two-dimensional flatlanders, right?
Yes.
Living in a hologram.
One of the main outcomes of quantum physics has been that our thoughts determine reality. Early in the 1900s, scientists proved this with an experiment called the double-slit experiment. They found that the determining factor of the behavior of energy at the quantum level is the awareness of the observer. Electrons under the same conditions would sometimes act like particles, and then at other times they would switch to acting like waves. It was completely dependent on what the observer expected was going to happen. Whatever the observer believed would occur is what the quantum field did. We can say whatever the observer intended to happen is what they saw. Intent powers creation. Physicist Pascal Jordan is noted to have said, "Observations not only disturb what is to be measured, they produce it. Every photon, electron, and quark in our world is indistinguishable from every other one when you observe them, just as if the same code generated all of them." Time after time again, the evidence is stacked up that our reality isn't real at all, but a malleable hologram. Anything is possible.
Like I showed in the other CB2 over there, you see that over there? That's 322. And you'll see over here, this is 322 also, which 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 more is 666. Just like that airplane, you'll see they always show pictures with the 666. Even like, you'll see like football games or whatever, they're always getting all the players lined up for pictures where all the numbers add up to 666 or something like that. So, this is what it looks like, people. They're showing it to you right there. Okay, and all these symbols. It's rubbed in your face. So, now you know what, again, candy canes are for, and you can see over here, like here on the flag, you see the double cross. Okay, the double cross. You can see over here, double cross in the British flag. Everything you've been fed has been the reverse of truth, people. It's crazy.
And the ritual that I did, some people maybe might have been mistaken, thinking that it would get out of this foreign vessel, this ship of law that we're in. That wasn't my intention. And again, I keep saying that word intention because it's really important, because this whole world, our universe, this world that we live in, is powered by intention. All right, we are an extension of our creator, and we better start acting like it. We have to. You're an extension of your creator, and the elite, their main job is to hide your divine nature from you.
Correct.
Hide your divinity from you. You are exactly in the middle of the outerverse, universe, and your innerverse inside your cells, your atomic structure. You're in the middle. Mandala, that's you. You're the man split. Mandala means man split. So you are that middle image. You must go inwards before you go outwards. So as above is so below, so within is so without. And don't forget, these same elite are these people that took out very important very important books from the Bible. They will hide anything they get that will show your true divine nature for you. So,
whatever you want to call these energetic parasites, attach through us through the frequencies of anger, fear, and addiction. We already know that like attracts like, the law of attraction. When we revel in these lower frequencies and emotions, we set ourselves up for energetic manipulation. We all know people who used to be free-flowing in their reality, but eventually became a part of the system. This happened not because of maturity or aging like we're taught, but because day to day we're powering this reality. So when we shift our thoughts, perceptions, and attitudes towards confines, the frequency the archons live within, that is what's being reflected back at us. The world treats us in a limiting way when we believe in limitation. These parasites exist only within a small band of frequencies, but unfortunately, so do many humans. The parasites don't understand love. They only know power, control, and manipulation. Because our souls are pure love at the core, we can rise above their range of frequencies, beyond their planes of existence. When enough of us do this, this whole matrix will collapse.
So if the sun above your head is making your flesh and bones and blood, and the sun beneath your feet, the engine of creation is bringing your intent and desires into reality. This is why they have you hating it so much and calling it all these horrible names, because this is what brings everything into reality. And you cannot manifest reality unless you can see where reality is coming from.
Okay, Victoria Barkis. Let's see. Tell us about, how do you feel about the actual current United States flag And when you pledge of allegiance, what is that really, the real meaning of pledging allegiance? How do you feel about that?
So the military flag is basically a cross, but the civil flag is going up and down. So what we're pledge of allegiance, we're doing that to for more war.
Because you're pledging to the military flag. The flag that we are pledging and the flag that we hang up is military. It's not civil, it's military. Side-to-side stripes are military. And these kids, do you wear a camouflage to school?
No.
Do you drive a Humvee to school?
No.
No Hummers and Humvees. What about, do you carry weapons to school?
No.
Knives at least?
No.
No? Do you actually, do you promote wars and you want to go to wars? How about this? Do you guys in school, do you make any money from going to wars?
No.
Not that you know of, right? Okay, well, so then why in the hell are our beautiful children pledging allegiance?
Asking for more war.
Yeah.
And everything changes. It's like you look at people and they are like a zombie. It's like they don't even seem real. They just are playing along the little game. And you're not playing the game anymore because you see what's going on, you know. From the time you're born, they take your soul print right from your foot and put it on your birth certificate, and a corporation will set up under your name. So legally, you're a dead corpse. Legally, you're a slave to a corporation. You pay money to work. You pay money to live on free land. You pay money to eat free food. You pay money to drink free water. You have no right to anything. You have to have a license to do anything. And a license is just a temporary privilege. All right, it's not the right to do anything. So you gave up all the rights. You gave up the land. You gave up the food. You gave up your freedom. And people think that they still got freedom, and they think they own their house. They think they own their cars. The bank owns everything. The bank owns the fucking land no matter what. So you give people a little teensy-weensy grain in the sand of freedom. Just because I can drive around in my car and I can hop on a plane and go where I want to or switch jobs I want to, I'm free as can be. Well, I mean, that might be the pinnacle of hell, but if you want to stay at that level of freedom, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I hope you enjoy it, but I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm popping out to that other side of the matrix, because this side's got a virus to it, you know.
Holograms are created by laser interference. So this holographic matrix is in part a result of the interference of the sine waves from Saturn by the square waves from the moon. The reason the elite worship the energy body of Saturn is because Saturn is the originator of this hologram. This hologram is providing the Archons and Reptilians a place to run rampant, where they can gain power, control, and energetic vitality, just like how Morpheus said, or batteries. The black cube and hexagram are symbols of Saturn and are seen everywhere. If you're not familiar, look up Saturn worship and do some research of your own. The square and compass is the single most identifiable symbol of Freemasonry, and within it reveals the Saturn-Moon matrix. The compass stands for the circular sine waves coming from Saturn. The square represents the square waves coming from the moon. The free-flowing sine waves from Saturn are going to the moon, becoming square waves which are rigid, and then directly hit the grid that's been placed on our flat plane. So when the Bible says we were born into sin, it actually means we were born into sine. The free-flowing sine wave reality represents infinite potential. As babies and children, our divine essence is strong, along with our clairvoyant and telepathic powers. But over time and with enough indoctrination, the Saturn-Moon matrix's square waves become dominant and we lose this essence.
Listen, people, you don't really want to know the truth, do you? Your silence is consent. Once you hear this information, like I showed you, you put your kids at risk. And I'm going to show you how fucking retarded you are. I'm telling you. They put on TV that your country's at war, America, USA. There is a civil flag and a military flag. Your children do not wear fatigues. They do not have Humvees. Do not carry guns. There's no sandbags around the school. There's supposed to be a flag in there where the stripes go up and down.
Does this mean it's all doom and gloom? No. Knowing this information can be the first step towards enlightenment. Like I said at the beginning of this video, our reality is powered by our intent. We may have been deceived, but our intent is still the one thing that remains the building blocks for this reality. The reason indoctrination is so vital to the elite and the reason money, sex, greed, and so forth are glamorized is all to redirect our intent. And a lot of us, because of it, haven't yet discovered that solely with our intent does our reality function.
And only you can save yourself. You create your own destiny at the end of the day. You have vampire virus. This is my favorite. People think the sun is bad. The sun is what brings life to everything and lets you grow, lets you live. So why would you stay out of it? Get away from the sun. You're gonna have sun cancer and you're gonna die. Don't look up at the sun. Oh no, sun gazing is so dangerous. It might actually cause you to be happy and get rid of your depression and anxiety and give you the fucking truth. But these people don't want the truth, which leads me to the next virus is the truth virus. This is a new one I made up because this is when you tell people the truth and they go crazy. But they don't go crazy in a good way. They go like mad crazy because they don't believe it. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to think it's true. You tell them something and it makes so much sense that they go, no, I'm getting away from it because it's so real and I'm going to go back to paying my mortgage and get back to my 9 to 5. And the next one is fake money virus. You think that your money's worth something, it has no value, it's only backed by your own stupidity. You think that the Federal Reserve has gold and silver, they don't got shit. You think that your money, they just print that fucking money, they don't have fucking nothing. Your money is, you're here to fucking mine gold, you're here to, you're here to support the elite, you're here to fucking pay them so they don't gotta work.
Here's what I'm getting at. Blood is spilled, and intent can be placed on that blood. The more blood that is spilled over a specific intent, the more that intent comes into fruition. The hologram rearranges itself accordingly. The elite place their evil intent upon our blood, and this helps fuel their twisted acts that go on around the world. There's many of us who are spilling our blood over our divine intent to do the same, to rearrange this matrix for the benefit of all. Here's what you do. There's really no way to mess it up. First, write on a piece of paper, I intend to usher in heaven on earth. You can write other phrases like, I choose to reclaim my divinity, and I choose to love all and exclude none. But these aren't necessary. Do what you feel. You can look up what others have done. Most everyone starts with the intent to bring forth heaven on earth, and they're all different. Mine was pretty long. Don't overthink it. Prick your finger and spill however many drops you feel is enough on the paper. Many people are doing triangles, but this isn't necessary. You can use a knife, but if you're squeamish, I recommend using a diabetes lancing device. You can pick one up for $10 at the drugstore. Follow the instructions and prick your finger. After placing your blood over your divine intent, publish it to the internet.
And while I was learning guitar, your fingers start to bleed, and you either stop because you think, my fingers are bleeding. Any good guitarist will tell you get blisters, you get bleeding fingers, then you develop calluses. And, that process makes you a better guitarist. You have to go through that process of bleeding, and then blisters, and then the calluses in order to develop the tough fingers to play guitar. So that's a process you choose to go on.
This is my son and mine's original Blood Over Intent. It goes back to Christmas. Last Christmas would have been the Christmas before, 3 hours before midnight. Let's see. My son's and mine. That was Superluminous 1 channel, and if you type in Superluminous 1 and you type in Blood Over Intent, you'll see Po TV. People were making a big fuss about it, and blah blah blah. So you can find that if you do the search. All right, Blood Over Intent.